Hello, hello. Hi there, Zane. What's up? All good here. Just some trouble getting up running here with OBS. Ho ho ho. Welcome in, everybody. So we are listening to one of my own tracks called Icariana while I'm setting up everything here for tonight's listening show. Yes, oh yes. Welcome in and welcome back, everybody. Yalti, Pufftastic, Rudy Lama, Sane, welcome in. Right, so I had to cut yesterday's stream short. Sorry for that, but my son woke up, so I had to go downstairs and tuck him to bed again. But we're taking up the torch tonight again, so we're gonna listen to some more great game music. And as always, please let me know here in the chat what kind of tracks you'd like to hear tonight. I obviously have something prepared since last stream. We got a lot of requests and gonna try to listen to some of them here. So we're gonna do a little bit of Lies of P, we're gonna do a little bit of Nier Automata or Nier Gestalt. Music recommendations currently is open to everyone, but I am probably going to move it over to a Patreon later on here. But as of now, you can just shoot any type of tracks here, either in the chat here or in the post I have on YouTube. Everything goes. But we're going to listen to some Lies of P, some Final Fantasy, some Expedition 33, Clare Obscure. We all love those tracks. Yeah, maybe some League of Legends. A little bit of Hades. And, yeah. Let's see what kind of tracks we toss up today. League of Leggings. So how is everybody tonight? Please let me know where you're from too here in the chat. Love to hear where everybody's from. I am streaming from Sweden. If you haven't figured that out yet because of my Swinglish, I'm from Sweden. So the time is 9 p.m. or at my place. From Brazil, awesome. So what's the time in Brazil at the moment? Botanic Panic from Cuphead. Well, I've played Cuphead quite a lot, but I can't recall. I don't know the names of the tracks of Cuphead, sorry. But I've heard quite a few tracks from Cuphead. Really insane game. Very hard. Extremely hard. I've been playing it with my kids and yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of bangers in Cuphead. Insane graphics. I love it. Really old school stuff. Yeah, so maybe we can begin just talking a little bit where I was cut off yesterday. We were listening to the end of a Final Fantasy track called Magna Insomnia. I'm just going to play the last part there from the track and I'll try to rephrase what I had in mind yesterday. Okay, so if you're listening on headphones or with good speakers, you probably heard the bass there, a really fat bass from the organ. And that was what I was going to talk about yesterday, the really intense and rich bass you get from a church organ. And I actually sampled a reed organ or a harmonium some year back for a sample pack, and I was quite astonished by the rich bass you get from a reed organ. It's it's really something else. And the contrast here in Magna Insomnia, this Final Fantasy track where we have this really low bass and that really high soprano voice, it's a really nice like spread contrast. You have the super lows and the really high highs. It's a really cool ending for a track. But I was just want to comment on the bass there, that the bass from a church organ or a reed organ or it's the best. It's really rich and fat. So that's something you can use if you're a composer. Use a reed organ or a organ bass. Okay, so the first track out for tonight is called Emil, Sacrifice, a Nier track. It's a really lovely track so far. Love that cello line. As always, love the cello. And in combination with those swelling strings in the background, it's a very lush arrangement. And obviously a really sweet melody. And sweet arrangement. And great spread across the frequency spectrum with the deep cello. And then these strings to fill in the mid-range. And then that sweet boy soprano in the high range. Really lovely track. Yeah, really, really strong track. Thank for the recommendation. Really great track. Yeah, love the vocals. Same here. And yeah, we spoke about what I personally feel is like a memorable melody. And although this the melody in this track, Emil Sacrifice from Nier Replicant, it's you hear a lot of like large leaps in the melody. And that's generally it's harder to remember melodies where there's a lot of large leaps. But personally, I think it's a really sweet melody, but it's gonna be a bit harder to remember such a melody where you have these like large leaps. Although it sounds very beautiful, and it's actually really hard to pull off these kind of large leaps in a melody, like Celine Dion and those kinds of vocalists. Don't know if I heard, but Song of the Ancients stand out in Replicant, Rudid Lama. Super Scary Ghost, welcome to the live stream. Hi there. Everybody new and old here, say hi in the live stream. Don't be afraid to say hi. And as always, leave a like here in the chit chat or in the video. And also, as always, make sure to follow me on Patreon, either as a supporter, you can join in for like $2 to support per month, to support these live streams or these shows. And you also get like behind the scenes footage and yeah, some extra stuff that I don't post here on my regular YouTube channel. Hydrant Champion, welcome. Where from? Yes, that's Emil Sacrifice from Nier Replicant. Also a track I'll probably return to and listen a little bit more to and see if I can recall the melody. Next up, we have a track from Hades, In the Blood. I love the syncopations. Yeah, this is definitely right up my alley. In the Blood from Hades. Definitely right up my own personal alley of music styles. A bit progressive metal kind of track. And as always, when I get inspired, I bring out the guitar or I bring out the piano. And it was a lovely addition to play. To play in octaves on the guitar. Really lovely cue. And definitely a track I'm gonna come back to and listen more to. In the Blood. Again, thanks for that recommendation. How common is it for composers to perform live? It depends on what kind of composer you're referring to. I guess some only get stuck in their studios and record material for different games, and then some like... the bigger boys, they get out on the road. Hans Zimmer. The Rain, formerly known as Purple, Risk of Rain. Yeah, I think we got quite a few requests for Risk of Rain in previous comments on my videos. So gonna keep that in mind here. Risk of Rain. So that's the Risk of Rain 2 you're referring to. And a specific track? Next up we have a Misty Era from Lies of P. Man, we're really navigating different styles here tonight. Back to jazz. I was just thinking about that. When do we get the melody? It's just like chords, really sweet the chords here in the background. But when do we get the melody? But here it comes with cello, and we love that. Yeah, definitely in the same jazzy kind of vibe, but more modern sound maybe. Nice break there. Really cozy atmosphere in that track. Misty Era from Lies of P. Yeah, really lovely ambience, and nothing really beats recording with a real drum kit. You get so much like space and just lushness in a track, so you don't really need to add a lot of stuff if you just have like overhead mics on the drum kit. So you get a really nice spread stereo image. And I mean, all these little squeaks and stuff that you get from a real drum kit compared to recording with drum samples. Of course, it's in the past 10-15 years, drum samples has, I mean, gone over the top with all kinds of microphone positions and stuff. But there's something special with recording a real drum kit, especially for these like brushed drums. And nothing beats that. Just listen to a little section here and pay attention to the atmosphere around the drum kit. Sorry. Yeah, really lovely. So, thanks for the recommendation. Yeah, it's nice music to be played in the background, absolutely. Have you listened to a lot of Halo? Well, I've played a lot of Halo games in the past. I do have the original, the OG Xbox, which is obviously shipped with tons of games and tons of different Halos. And I recall it had some great songs in Halo, or great background scores. Defiance of Darkness. Yeah, we can look up that track. All the Fun of the Fair, Spicy Salsa, Epic Win, Celebration from Club Penguin. Friction Music, okay. Red Dead Redemption, yeah, some really, really cool music in Red Dead Redemption. Great vibe in those tracks. You said you played the Metro Last Light and Exodus, but you have not played the first one. The first Metro. I can't recall if I played the first. I played Stalker. Played Stalker a lot. Did you play Stalker? Loved that game. I saw they were coming with a sequel to Stalker, so I can't wait to put my hands on Stalker, the sequel, and see what that's all about. Yeah, I love the Metro games. Did any of you read the Metro books? I actually read through all the official Metro books, and there's also some books that's produced or written by the community around the Metro universe, which is more heavily inspired by the games actually. And when I read through the original Metro books, the 2033 and 2034, and then there's this the book Outside, which is written by the community, and that one was actually better in my opinion because it included some of the monsters, not just the darkness that you perceive or that you get the foreboding kind of atmosphere from the original books. So I was really surprised to see that the community book was actually in par or maybe better than the original book. Hitman Blood Money original soundtrack. No, I haven't heard anything from Hitman. I haven't played the games either. What I enjoy from fake instruments, maybe because how to mix is easier, is how sharp it sounds. Real instruments can sometimes be very hard to hear. I guess it's really depends on how these real instruments are recorded. If you have expensive microphones, it's a really big difference when you record with Neumann, Neumann microphones as overheads for the drum kit compared to like cheaper microphones. It's like a million miles apart. I recorded some like potion effects with these really sharp transients and stuff with some really expensive Neumann mics. I can't recall the name. It was not this. I'm using a Neumann TLM 102 here for the voiceover, although it's above here, so it's not like the proper voiceover sound. But yeah, it's like miles difference when recorded the drum kit with proper expensive microphones. And the same goes for woodwinds and acoustic guitars, and yeah. But you're maybe right, it's harder to mix real instruments compared to samples, because samples today, if you look at like orchestral tools, orchestral samples, they are just ready to go, and you don't have to do a lot of mixing and stuff to get everything sounding great together. And the same with the Hollywood strings and Hollywood brass and yeah, symphonic orchestra. And yeah, it's a lot easier to get things sounding great together. But it's really cool to hear the mix for Expedition 33, Clare Obscure. They really managed to get the symphonic rock, symphonic metal mix sounding great, I think. Because that's like the hardest part to mix, like a symphonic orchestra with real drums and distorted guitars and things. Yeah, I'm the same here, Pufftastic. I really like to blend both sampled instruments with real instruments, because that way you also infuse your own like personal touch and your own personal. Because everybody plays a guitar different. You have you hold the hand different and you palm mute very different. It's very different if you compare the Meshuggah guitar playing compared with like any other guitar player. It's everybody plays different, and the same goes with keyboards. You're drawn to certain kind of chords, and yeah, if you listen to my music, you will hear my kind of trademark on the piano playing. Like always, I tend to lean towards certain stuff. That's I sometimes recommend you to like try these like machine samplers or others like pads and stuff to play melodies. Because it can really make you think outside the box, because you're probably not going to play the same way on pads as you play with the keyboard. So it's a great way to get like fresh inspiration to your compositions. Yeah, 33 soundtrack is excellent. We're going to listen to some tracks from Clare Obscure later here in today's episode. Next up we have Nightmare from Lies of P. Sorry for rambling away. I get carried away. man, what a track! Really love the instrumentation here with the upright bass and yeah, really interesting blend of instruments. That's really cool to hear when we're navigating here today through these different styles and stuff. It's really uplifting to hear these different instrumentations and also very inspiring. Really sweet, like piano solo here. And anyone heard of the pianist David Benoit? Let's see if I can spell that here. David Benoit. I think it's called something like that. This the part here with the piano, instantly reminds me of David Benoit. Sounds definitely like his kind of playing. Yes. What a sweet track. Instant favorite. Gonna add that to my playlist. It's already in my playlist, but yeah. Nightmare from Lies of P. Again, excellent instrumentation and love everything about that. And that piano section, David Benoit piano section. Matt Drummond, welcome to the live stream. Good to see you. How's your evening? Madino, also welcome to the live stream. You have a game, what's it called? Yeah, I released a couple of like kids game and also a puzzle game, which is actually like a four in a row, but with power-ups. It was called Luminati. But unfortunately, all my games have been discarded from the Apple Store because I didn't update them frequently. You know, you had everything with the GDPR, and then some other stuff that Apple always... they always want you to update the apps all the time, and I mean, you can't spend forever updating the apps. It's just hilarious. They release a new model of the iPhone, and then you need to release a new build of your game. It's really silly. But I can point you to maybe some videos where you can see the games in action. I think there's quite a few. Let's see here. We also licensed Luminati to come to play, an Israeli game company. It's way back, it's like 15 years back, but... here we have it. Let's see. I don't know if you can hear this in the background, but let's see. Maybe I can just share it with you. Or I can bring it here. Ah. Oh, my kid's coughing again. I'll put on the next track and I'll be back here in a sec. Let's listen to the live stream, Lies of P. I'm gonna give you the link here in a sec. Yeah, obviously. Again, very nice soundtrack here from Lies of P, and it's really sweet to navigate across these different musical styles here tonight. Really love it. It's great to hear all these different cool genres. Yeah, so I made this game Illuminati quite a few years back. I'm gonna see here if I can get the audio into OBS. Let's see if it works. Ah, there we go. And now I can just flip. Alicia, thanks for subscribing. Let's see. Maybe you can see this. Here's like the trailer. Now I can hear the music too. You can also hear me playing some bavu in the background to the soundtrack here. Yeah, so that was the game overview. I hope you heard the audio there from the game. Yeah. Why is it still playing? Okay. Back in action. Yeah, it was really fun to make like a themed 4 in a row game. So that was like the main concept. It was actually made for a game competition first, hosted by Come to Play, a game company called Game to Play, which were promoting or like publishing Flash games. And this game also got me into working with Come to Play. So I worked for them for several years, composing a lot of like themed music use for their board game. Their board game for it's called the Backgammon Online, I think. It was a Facebook game, or on multiple platforms, but it basically was a Flash game. There was a lot of Flash games that I was involved in making music to back in the day. When Flash was a thing, I was also a Flash developer, working on a lot of high-profile Flash websites and stuff. Right. So maybe I can look up some of these themed tracks. And we can just listen to a few of them. I did a video here where we talked about the music I made for Mattias BMX2 since it's just released for the Switch. But we didn't listen to some of the other games. Too many hard drives to browse through. I also worked a few months with Paradox Interactive on a discontinued game. Unfortunately, it was discontinued, but we actually produced a lot of stuff for the game. But that happens a lot of times that games get discontinued. Trailer.
In a certain kingdom, in a certain land, there lived a blacksmith named Ivan. He was, poor? Lucky? No, brave. And he was looking for a wife. But on his way, he met a giant bear. Feed? Chase off? Attack? Yes, he bravely attacked the bear. They fought for 3 days and 3 nights in the dark forest until dawn.
Yeah, that's the audio from another game I was involved in. Maybe we can have a look at this.
In a certain kingdom, in a certain land, there lived a blacksmith named Ivan.
Ivan.
He was, poor? Lucky? No, brave. And he was looking for a wife. But on his way, he met a giant bear. Feed? Chase off? Attack? Yes, he bravely attacked the bear. They fought for 3 days and 3 nights in the dark forest until dawn.
Yeah, that was a draft where I've added the music to the trailer. But I was looking for some other cues. Get carried away all the time here. Yeah. Yeah, it was some good Slavic inspiration in the storyline and also in the instrumentation for the themes I made for that game. Yaga. Baby Yaga. You know the story. Ah, there we have them. Come to play. Here we have some Cuban themed music. Yeah, so obviously these are made like a 1 minute music cues, so they are gonna cut short quite abruptly because they are made to loop. And yeah, it's really fun to make these music pieces where it's very like defined theme and defined instrumentation. So I learned to create a lot of different music styles, and as you can hear, in this one it's a totally different style compared to the other music we heard previously, and totally other different instrumentation. And then we have, yeah, I see a lot of like sound effects. Luxembourg, let's listen to this one. And again, you can hear it cut short here very abruptly because it's made to loop back from the beginning. And yeah, I don't know how many tracks I made for Come to Play for the backgammon online game. I think it's like 40, 50 tracks maybe. And every track has a totally different style. Here we have London, for example. Yeah, so Ares has a question. Do you mean the previous track was actually Luxembourgish style music, or just need... some of the tracks are obviously not going to be like region specific, but generally more like a specific type for that theme of the board or the game. And some of these will have more intricate instrumentation that's like a derivative from that region, like the Cuban track. Which is obviously much more, you understand that it's for Cuba, but the Luxembourg here is more like, more of a general track for that game theme. Not specific Luxembourgish sounding, if that's your question. And here, Frankenstein Castle, I think I really enjoyed this track, and I love to compose these types of tracks too, so let's give this one a listen. And then you can hear that final upright bass, which leads back to the beginning of the track. It's a bit sad that we can't listen to this. I could probably drag this into Logic or something so we could hear the loop in loop, so to speak. And I really love to compose this track and the melody and to get a theremin kind of sound. It was actually a custom patch I just made in, I think I made it in Zebra 2. It's really simple to make that kind of sound. Just add a little bit of vibrato on a waveform and you're good to go. Let's see if we can listen to Moskovkovsky. I guess this is for Moscow. Yeah, so that one was also super lovely to make. And you can hear the joy in these tracks, in the sounds, in the liveliness and in the transitions of the different instruments. But you can also hear, I think I got really good at making these types of tracks. If I go back and listen to the tracks I made in the beginning that was like themed tracks, it was a lot more generic sounding. I think that after half a year or a year, I became much better at making a track really, really quick. I think I made these in half a day or a day or something. But as you can probably see here, if I show you my desktop here again, with some of these I had to do a lot of revisions because it was mostly my own personal revisions, because I felt that I generally make one demo, so to speak, and then I listen back and make revisions on some of the instruments. But then on these later tracks, as you can see, it's version 1. There's no secondary version. I became better at making the tracks. But some are harder than others. This Carnival thing, I think this one, it's made later on in time, but I had a really hard time to get the vibe right, I think. So this is an early try at the Carnival sound. Yeah, maybe something for Mario Kart or something. Let's listen to a later revision. An M here means that it's a mastered version of the track. So as soon as you see an M here in the file names, at the end, a big M, capital, is going to be a mastered version. So let's listen to that one. It's the final, I think. This one sucked badly, in my opinion. Yeah, just quit that one and move over to New Orleans Jazz, the mastered version. Some really silly tracks in there. Let's listen to some background music. This is a menu music theme. Menu theme. Yeah, funny background music. Yeah, that was a little bit more funny track, Searching Opponent. So I guess it's like a lobby waiting music when you're waiting for other players to log in and so you get the game going. Yeah, let's take a final one here and we'll get back into listening to the soundtracks. Hollywood. A cozy vibe in this one. Yeah, so we have a final track here from Lies P. I don't know if we listen to Shadow Flower. Let's take that one. Foreboding.
Fleurs de l'ombre, j'attends seul sous la pluie. Ton souvenir reste de lui. Je te cherche dans mes souvenirs fanés.
Just from this first bar in this song, Shadow Flower, it does sound like something that would fit Clare Obscure maybe a little bit. Just a little bit. What do you think?
Montre-moi la lumière, garde-moi, s'il te plaît, sors-moi de cette obscurité.
Obscure. There we have it. That's the connection. La lumière. The acoustic guitar. And the accordion. Ooh, lovely. Cool stuff, yeah. Okay, lovely track here, Shadow Flower. Shadow Flower. So we had both Lumiere and we had Obscure in the lyrics there. I couldn't make out much more than that because I don't understand the language. But so is this the track that really inspired Clare Obscure? What do you think? We have the acoustic guitar, we have the accordion, we have the Lumiere and Obscure in the lyrics. Is this the track that gave birth to Clare Obscure? Let me know here in the chat what you think. Yeah, really cool that they made an interview with Guillaume. Really cool. Tristan Yeah, I'm thinking about playing Lies of P. I'm just gonna finish these other games I'm playing at the moment. So I got quite a lot of titles going on at the same time now. I have Red Dead Redemption 2, but it's put on side here for a little bit. And I have Ghost of Tsushima, which I really want to finish so I can dive into Ghost of Yutei. And I'm also playing Cyberpunk 2077, and just started Ori the other day. I'm continuing playing Silksong, which I really love. Excellent game. And I would love to give Clare Obscure another round too, now when I've made a lot of videos on the soundtrack, and also played through the game once and can take it a second time and see how I perceive it a second time. But I guess nothing beats the first time playing through Clare Obscure, as you get the story unfold successively. Because there was a lot of aha moments along the way, obviously. I'm thinking about putting together a dedicated video just talking about my playthrough of Clare Obscure and like my experience throughout the whole game, and all these different discoveries I made, and obviously talking about the music and how the themes were perceived when I played the game compared to when I just listened to them in isolation prior to playing the game. Yeah, the bad thing about playing multiple games like that in the same go is that they all have different game mechanics and controls for battles and stuff. It's really hard to jump between them, but But at the moment it's a lot of Silksong and Ori. Yeah, there was a lot of cryptic dialogue in the Clare Obscure during the first playthrough, and I had a few people join me on the stream, because I was streaming Clare Obscure throughout most of the journey. So they could explain a little bit, but and give me hints and stuff, so it was quite fun. I'd love to do the same with some other games, so by all means, shoot here in the comments if you have some games you want me to play in live streams. Right, so what should we listen to next here? Yeah, definitely shoot your requests here, your track requests. Next up, while you shoot your song requests here, we're gonna listen to another Final Fantasy track from Final Fantasy 13, I think. It's called Nascent Requiem. Oh, Kirby! Insane instrumentation there, and melodies carrying across, and the counterpoint and everything. It's you know when you're listening to Final Fantasy music, at least it's like later generation of soundtracks where it's pure orchestral. It's really intricate Japanese kind of arrangements. Really love it. JRPG music. What's even happening here? Yeah, what an intricate arrangement. Extremely complicated arrangement. Cluster chords. It's called cluster chords when you have these really massive chords in the brass or some instrument. This part definitely reminds me of the Planets. If any of you listen to the Planets suite from Gustav Holst, the father of all Hollywood music. And then suddenly this really a beautiful euphoric section. Just a quick question, is this for a cinematic in Final Fantasy? I mean, since we have so much change in and dramatic moments in this score. Does sound like it's supposed to be to some visuals, obviously a game, but to some cinematics within Final Fantasy. Yeah, really cool track. Love the intricate instrumentation and the cluster chords and everything. It's a really thick arrangement. Love that. So is Path of Exile 2 a soundtrack available on Spotify? Let's see. Doesn't seem so. I have no idea. I can't find it. Path of Exile to King's March. Madino. I'm gonna see if I can find it. Sad. As I mentioned in the chat, I really encourage you to send requests that's available on Spotify at the moment, because that way we get that little notification in the corner with the title of the track. No, I don't want AI on Google. Not interested. King's March. Path of Exile. Early access preview 1 month ago. Yeah, it reminds me a little bit of a Witcher soundtrack with the instrumentation and general overall vibe here and atmosphere. Yeah, really great track. Really love the melody and in the end there, and definitely reminds me of Witcher 3. Really love that like occasional dissonance. It really gives you a nice vibe. Yeah, The Witcher 3 definitely is a big inspiration for many, I guess. It was quite unique when it came out, the soundtrack. I love the ambience in Witcher 3. You can say anything about the game, but as soon as you toss it up on the PS4 or PS5 or whatever, and just ride out into the woods and just listen to the wind in the trees and the music, it's a very compelling experience. And that's what I really enjoy about Ghost of Tsushima too. It's just the colorful countryside, so to speak. Very beautiful game indeed, yeah. Super scary ghost. Beautiful game indeed, yeah. So that's a track from Path of Exile, King's March. Really great track. Probably gonna come back to that one and listen more. Next up, we have a cool track from Risk of Rain 2. The Rain, formerly known as Purple. Interesting intro. A really chill vibe. Love the 80s vibe. The synth come in. I really love the vibe in this track, and obviously 80s inspired with the drums there and the synth when it's introduced there in the after the introduction. Really love it. Let's continue listening. It's really cool with the guitar solo there, but I think it's actually not a guitar solo. I saw some videos when Christodoulou, it's really hard to pronounce these Greek names, but I think it's a Greek name. Tell me if I'm wrong here in chat, but I saw some interview somewhere where he spoke about these lead sounds for Risk of Rain, and apparently it's not guitar, it's synthesizer just through distortions and stuff. At least I think this one is that too. It sounds like a synth sound, but a little bit like a guitar sound. At least the guitar solo, he's playing a typical guitar vibe notes. Really cool. Okay, thanks. It sounds interesting. Samarost 3. There's some really lovely sound design in this track. Really lush ending. Sounds a bit like Rick Wakeman. Yes. Lovely outro. Definitely something that could have been made during the 70s by Yes or Camel or any of those prog rock bands. Really love this track. Great suggestion. Risk of Rain. Gonna listen more to the soundtrack of Risk of Rain. RPG Palette. Welcome in. Good to see you. How is your evening? Next up we have a really cool little track. Totally different style again, because we're doing a lot of different styles tonight. Why not? Here we have Kirby, Air Ride. Did I say Kirby? What? Frozen Hillside. Matt Drummond, this one is for you. Okay. Someone uploaded with only audio in. in the left speaker. Why isn't this one on Spotify? Why? Yeah, my right ear is lonely too. We don't want to listen to a remix. There seems to be a lot of remixes on that one. Yeah, probably. Because of Nintendo. Yeah. They remove everything. It's really, they are really harsh. I mean, there's been plenty of like Metroid community projects and stuff. It's really sad that they cancel everything. Unfortunately, I can't find a good version of that track. Yeah, they have some really excellent games, Nintendo, and I'm starting to really like and enjoy the Switch. Ori on the Switch is a really good experience. And also the Zelda games, obviously. Playing a Link to the Past with my youngest son. Zelda 3. Really love that one. Starting to call. We'll do a Clare Obscure track instead. Just listen how massive that is, with all the like pumping synth sounds and choir sounds and everything. This is indeed the parry PTSD, or dodge PTSD. I have nightmares of the battles in this game. Yeah, what a massive track. And like we spoke about, just want to briefly talk about the melody here. As you can hear with this melody, you have all the notes are very like close by. Da 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 da. Compared to some of the other melodies that we heard previously, where you have like larger leaps. So this one is going to be a lot easier to remember and recall. Just a little note there, because I get a lot of questions regarding melody writing and how I approach writing melodies, and if there's some secret sauce in the Swedish water or something for writing melodies. But it's generally listen to a lot of melodies, melodies obviously that you like and enjoy, and try to perceive what's happening in the melodies. It's often like repetitions becomes memorable. Repeat a little motif, a short melodic phrase, repeat it 3 times, and then swap out some notes on the fourth time that you repeat the melody. Just a simple way of creating a compelling melody. Just some short melody writing tips. And we have those really massive choirs again. What an ending. Gadung. Yeah, that's a really a really cool track, really long track. Sorry for throwing out some really long tracks here, but what a soundtrack. Indeed, I think it's the game is definitely worth like game of the year award here in December, because it's such a big win for the indie community or indie game studios. I mean, we've been waiting for a title like this for like forever. They made it like Final Fantasy become more mainstream, or because JRPGs often have a very certain kind of community and group that play those kind of games, but this takes that kind of genre and bumps the notch story-wise and like every aspect. The battle feels very fluid, quite easy to get going with everything, and the story is very compelling, although there's a lot of twists and turns, so it doesn't really make sense for the start. But as I mentioned in the previous, I think it was in a live stream, that if you compare it to games like, there's another title that I really enjoyed, Days Gone, which is a really cool game, but you really get the hook of the game a little bit too late for some players, so some players have a really, really hard time getting into the game, and I would have loved to see a sequel for Days Gone, because I really, really loved that game. The gameplay and everything was really cool, and yeah, kind of horror, survival, adventure, shooter game. I really love the story too. It plays a little bit like Horizon Zero Dawn maybe, but with zombies. But Silk Song is also an excellent game, although I mean they are riding on the wave of the previous Hollow Knight, while Clare Obscure is a brand new title from a brand new studio and everything. So it's really cool to see. So next song, Austin Wintory, the composer of Journey. So we're gonna listen to the first track, Nascence. Hope they say it like that. 26 million plays. Yeah, I really love the Journey. What a lovely game. Such a compelling, smooth experience. I love the simplicity of the graphics and the small details in everything. And obviously the score was super compelling. The really cool thing about Austin Wintory, as I spoke about when we listened to the other game, the more recent game that he scored. Can't recall the title now for some reason. Yeah, Sword of the Sea. It's that you can instantly hear when he has composed, when he is the composer of the themes and the melodies and the harmony. You have some jazz, a little bit of jazz harmony in there, but still very compelling. So it's not just pure jazz, so to speak, that it's going to be like hard to listen to, but it's very compelling melodies and intricate harmonies. And especially in the instrumentation, you can hear it's Austin Wintory. It's almost always woodwinds and very lush strings. And oftentimes it's not these like cinematic strings, it's rather like chamber strings kind of sounds in many of the scores. So it might be like a smaller orchestra or smaller ensemble. So that's what I really enjoy about the score to Journey. It feels very close and up close compared to like the Hollywood sound, which is more Hans Zimmer. Yeah. Just listen to another track here, Descent, also from Journey. Keremiko, thanks for subscribing. Very dark and brooding atmosphere. Yeah, indeed. Some Doom music. Why not just play Meshuggah? Personal favorites. So you can hear there's a lot of like some outerworldly instruments always involved in Austin Wintory's composition, which I really enjoy and really like. Although this was a completely different type of track, obviously, more dark and brooding. Yes, we're gonna listen to a Gris OST, and maybe we can take a Mick Gordon track too later on here. Let's see. We're gonna listen to the first track of the Gris soundtrack called The May. I really love this soundtrack. Man, beautiful. I haven't played Gris, so please let me know here and enlighten me what kind of game this is. From listening to the score, I'd definitely love to play it. Is it like Bastion? Similar to Bastion? Okay. It definitely sounds very like melancholic and emotional and afterthought. With these tinkerings on the piano. Yeah, it's definitely one of those themes, or definitely one of those background music cues where you can hear it's menu music. It's a typical menu music style, so to speak. We're gonna listen to the next track, Gris Part 1. Rana, hi there, welcome to the stream. Love when that harmony comes in with the vocals. I need to play this game. You just want to sigh. It's such a soothing, melancholic, emotional theme, the Gris Part 1. So we're listening to some tracks here from the Gris soundtrack. And yeah, I love the euphoric. Maybe that's also a good word for this track, euphoric. A bit. Love when we get that third in the bass, and it's really cool to hear it's a real electric bass on this track among the other like lush synth sounds and stuff. Okay, so it's a short game. How many hours approximately for the playthrough? Did we have any other requests of tracks from the Gris soundtrack? Which are your favorites? There's plenty of tracks in this one. The Gris piano collection, and you have the Gris original soundtrack. GTA 4. GTA 6. Four hours, yeah. That's a quick playthrough. So there's not like extras or side quests that you can do. Is it just like a railroad story, so to speak? I'm gonna fire away the third track, but you can let me know in the chat other tracks from the Gris soundtrack that we can listen to. Next up, Debris, track 3. Reminds me a little bit about the Tunic, if anyone heard the Tunic soundtrack. Or Fez. Vez. Love that soundtrack. Yeah, Tunic, the game is also super lovely. I'm playing that with my son too. Totally love this track. Then it comes back, really sweet. Sorry. Cool track, Debris. Love the atmosphere. Not a lot of instruments in that one. Piano and some synth sounds. Definitely reminds me of the Tunic soundtrack. There's tons of tracks in Tunic that's really, really good. I haven't finished it yet, but I'm almost on the way. It's really hard to find all the secrets in Tunic. It's obnoxious. Any other favorites from the Gris soundtrack? A lot of really short tracks. Meridian, track 5. A lot of short tracks, a lot of delay indeed. Sanjoy, this one's Ranjoy, this is for you. Soviet Connection, GTA 4. Definitely sounds like a hip-hop production, but a little bit weirdly compressed on certain parts. But love the bass and that lead melody sound. Very odd and yeah, just odd, but cool track. love the ending there. The slaps on the strings. Really cool track. Thanks for that recommendation. Yeah, so we also did. He also composed the San Andreas main theme. Cool. Yeah, it's hammered dulcimer. Definitely. Sounds like that. Next up, Samarost 3 main theme. For you. Because we love these themes. Yeah, I really love the vibe so far with this track. And the droning sounds and everything, really compelling, and yeah, definitely a good transition from the Journey themes we were listening to previously. But can you hear this? Sounds a little bit like that David Foster song, this arpeggio that we can hear, or that figure we can hear in the background. Yeah. Name that David Foster song in the comments. I really love the instrumentation. Thanks, that's the one, Carol of the Bells. You can hear it in the background to this track too, so woven into this track, Carol of the Bells. Didn't anyone else hear that? I instantly was reminded of Carol of the Bells because of that figure in the background. Thanks, The Hard Problem. Man, it's a little bit jazzy, this soundtrack. Really cool blend, mixture. Ooh, I love the rhythm here. It's really cool to hear how this track evolves because it sounds like a jazz, not a jazz trio, but a jazz band, like improvising a little bit and exploring different musical ideas and growing, adding small details and just a really compelling arrangement. And yeah, a little bit ambient maybe. And now we have this synth arpeggio. Sounds like something from Omnisphere, honestly. Yes, I'm actually quite blown away by this track. The variation and outerworldly instrumentation. I'm saying outerworldly here a little now and then, but it's something that I often search for in soundtracks that makes it sound unique. And Samarost 3 here, the soundtrack definitely, so far this main theme at least sounds very unique when it comes to the instrumentation and also the arrangement and everything. It's very exotic, at least to me it sounds very exotic. So we can listen to a little bit here on another track from this soundtrack, but I probably want to dedicate maybe a whole live stream just to explore this soundtrack, because yeah, really caught my attention there. So thanks for suggesting this soundtrack. So this is Taste of Tea. Really lovely track, this one too, and somehow the sound design draws me to Apparat. I think it's a German artist that makes this kind of minimal electronic acoustic kind of hybrid music. Sounds a little bit inspired by Apparat. Indeed, yeah, maybe a little bit of God of War too, with these tom sounds, the drum sounds. Yeah, really compelling track, and definitely sounds like some kind of also outerworldly feeling in this track. Indeed, like a ship taking off somewhere. Yeah, I had a little list in the beginning here of tracks that we were going to play today from Lies of P and some other tracks. But then we also take requests today. So next up we have 2 tracks from personal favorite also of mine, Horizon Zero Dawn. This is On Our Mother's Shoulders Part 2, Out of the Embrace. Composed by Joris the Man. The Man. I love this game. The Horizon experience is not like nothing else. This is what makes the Horizon Zero Dawn soundtrack so great. Outerworldly sounds. Again, outerworldly. Just listen to that humming kind of bass sound. It's not like your typical like static bass sound that you have in most other tracks. There's these movements within the bass. Just gonna rewind a little bit so you can listen to it and pay attention to it. It's like a synth. I think they call it like a hover synth or something. Just pure genius in my opinion. The use of these sounds in the Horizon Zero Dawn soundtrack. Boy! But that's God of War. The composition is just so fat and rich. And the overblown flutes that you can hear throughout the game. this. And this is what I love about the game scores, or like film scores, or any type of music written to a visual medium, is that you, with this theme, you can hear a little bit of Aloy's theme there at the end there, da 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 da. And yeah, indeed, it reminds us a little bit of James Bond too, but here we go. It's a magical score. But unfortunately, I haven't played the sequel. I plan to do it, but I think it came out at the same time as some other games, so I forgot to play it. Hi there, how do I ask for something? You ask for something. You write in the chat. Yeah, it's more a standard approach to the instrumentation. Not maybe standard, because as I mentioned there with this hover bass sound, and also there's some other unique sounds in the soundtrack of Horizon Zero Dawn. It really suits the cinematic and the visuals of the game, in my opinion. And also the sound design is like exquisite in the game. As these robotic creatures approach you, and all the different sounds they make, and while you discover and explore the exotic landscapes, it's just gorgeous visuals and also really a compelling sound design. Next up, my own personal favorite from Horizon Zero Dawn here, because we need to play this one. It's just one of the best themes ever written to a game. Aloy's theme. With Julia Elven on the vocals. It's just perfect for the game. Magical melody, super simple, but absolutely memorable. This is how you make a main theme, in my opinion, for a game. If you wanted people to remember your theme and sing along, singable. It's the Elton John of music, as I was speaking about in the previous stream regarding Clare Obscure. It's the Elton John of game musics, because you can remember many of the melodies. Yeah, so we're gonna, I think we're gonna shut down here for tonight. It's been a long listening party, almost 3 hours, and we covered a lot of different melodies and different themes. And I had a great time. Hope you had a great time too. Plan C, this will be a VOD later. VOD means video on demand. And yeah, I'm gonna leave this as a just as is on my channel probably. So you can jump in and rewatch it, and if someone was late to the party, you can always jump in later on the live streams. I loved Horizon Zero Dawn back in the day. Car Cloud, yeah, it's a really good game. Still one of my best experiences, I think, in the game. Quite similar to the experience I had in the reiteration of Tomb Raider. The first one, when you're on an island. I can't remember. I think it's just called Tomb Raider. When you're on an island exploring. Really lovely game too. Also some great music in that one. Did you know Apocalypsis Aquarius from Final Fantasy 15? No, I haven't heard a lot of music from Final Fantasy 14 and 15. So we need to do maybe a live stream dedicated to Final Fantasy. I know a lot of people enjoy these games and the soundtracks from the games too. Yeah, I hope you had a nice time here tonight. Check out my Patreon, patreon.com/Gellane. You have the link in the description to my videos here, so you don't miss out on any of my upcoming live streams or other events. Because I don't post everything here on YouTube, obviously. There's gonna be behind the scenes stuff, how I make these reaction streams and the reaction videos, how I prepare and what kind of gear I use, and yeah, a little bit behind the scenes here, how I go about here in the studio. In the background you can see my gaming rig, or at least the television. So that's where we play the PS5. Do a Stellar Blade one. Yeah, that's maybe a little bit similar. The Song of Destiny. Really good closing track. And as always, feel free to leave a like here on the live streams and videos if you enjoy these live streams, and also make sure to jump in to my other regular videos and reaction videos. And as always, make sure to comment, because the comments on the videos drive the algorithm to find my videos. So thanks a million for the support tonight here, and for all the support on the videos. A lovely theme. So we're gonna end tonight with this track, The Song of Destiny. Catch you in the next stream. Some really compelling piano playing. Yeah, lovely theme. Good night, everybody. That was Stellar Blade, original soundtrack. The Song of Destiny. Love it. Very compelling piano. And I'm a big sucker for piano. Piano and cello. Then I'm home. Yeah, good night. Now I'm gonna have a sandwich. And then I'm gonna jump in and play Silk Song. And see if I can make some progression in the game. See you later. Bye.